Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. In today's episode of What Am I Doing Now, I am really transitioning my garden over completely from cool weather crops to warm weather crops. These are ramps, which are also known as wild leeks, and they're all going to go right into this space here. They'll be spaced 4 to 6 inches apart. You have to order them online. You can do these by seed, but I read that it can take a year for the seeds to germinate and then another 7 years for the plants to establish. So I ordered these basic transplants. They like partial shade to shady area, so they're going to go right into here, and this is where I'm going to have my ramps for years to come, and I'll be able to harvest them. They're kind of a cross between the taste of garlic and onion, so I think this will be a great area for them. Deer tend to leave them alone, so we'll see how that goes. Let's go into the main garden. I'll show you what I'm going to be doing in there this week also. Now, for the last 3 days, we had 90+ degree days. Before that, it was getting into the 80s. We even had a night, I think, that, didn't really get below 80 degrees. All that warmth has pretty much caused most of my cool weather crops to bolt. So except for the plants I'm saving, a couple of them to grow seed pods to collect the seeds, I'm going to be pulling out all of my cool weather crops and just opening up that space, and I'll be deciding what warm weather crops will be going in there. We've also had a lot of rain, so the weeds are coming back. I'm just going to hit them with a weed eater. I tend to pull weeds as I'm walking around watering, but also I found, over the years, just hit them back with a weed eater. That kills them back, takes care of a lot of the problem. It's a whole lot less work. And with as much work I need to do this week, I don't want to be dealing with weeds. This area is going to be taken care of with respect to the towers. I'm going to be planting potatoes in the top 2 tiers and then peppers in the other tiers and getting that set up. It's about time for that. I had peppers that I did in the video. Actually, I'll show you them at the end. They were kind of beat up and they were yellow. They look great now, 8 days later from treatment, so I will show you those. All these are going to be coming out. This mound will be reformed. I'm not sure what I'm going to be growing in there, but it's time for them to go. Watermelon radishes that didn't work, they're all going to get pulled out, and really just opening up the space. In here, this is where I'm going to be putting tomato plants, 3 plants. You can see the posts all the way down. I'll probably be doing a video or 2 on this, but I'm going to get my tomatoes in. Hopefully I didn't say potatoes a second ago. My tomatoes in. This is a spot that's going to be maybe a 2-day job. It can be done in 1 day, but I got so much going on. 5 metal raised beds are going to be put in here. This was a mound. I'll pull out the spinach. I'm going to just hit everything with the weed eater, knock the weeds down, drop into containers, and then I'll drop down mulch, and that will take care of all this. I don't want to be down there pulling the weeds. It's just not worth it. The weed eater does a great job, mulch on top does a great job, then whatever comes through, take care of later. But I think this is going to look really good with the 5 containers. What I'm going to be growing in here are warm weather crops. This ladder, this is actually made from deck railing, should be able to expand the width of the metal beds. I think they're 3 feet long. I'm going to grow sugar baby watermelon up one side, cantaloupe up the other side, and then each of the 5 metal raised beds, I think I could have some sort of melon related in there. I'm not sure, but I'm kind of working on that. This is my apple tree, which is going crazy. It should have been pruned in some capacity, but I'm going to open this space up, kind of let it do its thing now. I've been telling you how the cicadas just wrecked my fruit tree, so I'm just going to let this kind of grow, and I'm going to learn how to take care of it later. So this is one main area. Couple of spaces right in there. They're going to be tomato plants. Not sure what's going in there, but I was able to get my cucumber plants in. They're doing pretty well, and this is the time when I actually start my prevention spraying. So hopefully this week, maybe next week, the undersides will get peppermint oil spray, help try and manage spider mites, and I kind of start my whole routine now to protect these plants from getting pests and disease. Well, I can't say completely protect, but manage down the damage that comes. That's a pretty big list of things for me to do in a garden. 25 pepper plants are doing well. Right in this space, I have something going on because I thought it was temperature fluctuations that were affecting the eggplant in here. Did have some flea beetles, took care of that with some insect dust, but another plant is dying. So I think something's messing with the roots. So I'll be trying to figure out what's going on here, take care of that problem, get some new eggplant in here because I want 4 eggplant growing in there. I also have to get my rosemary potted throughout my property, my lavender planted throughout the property. These are replacement plants. Containers here, the vertical towers look good. These are going to have to be all emptied. Pepper plants are going to go in there too. So it's pretty much this week, and all these. This is spinach that bolted. Like in 3 days with that heat, everything that I had hoping that would be kind of pace, slowly bolt over the next week or 10 days, just went crazy. So this is all going to get pulled out, going to grow some sort of bean up this side, maybe a specific color like a yellow, or maybe an Asian type bean, something different, but it'll really look cool with 2 different beans growing on the sides of this trellis. So, I mean, it's really pretty much time for me to make that full transition, and that's what I'm going to try and do today. Whether Mother Nature just didn't agree with most of us gardeners this year, and the heat came in, and it's kind of just shortened the cool weather crop season. All right, let me just show you those peppers, because some of you are following that video, and they look wonderful. These are my pepper plants that about 8 days ago, they were yellow, they were beat up, and prior to this warmth, we were getting 42-degree nights. The peppers didn't like it, so they got pretty beat up. These were treated with a water-soluble fertilizer. They are nice and green now, you know, 7, 8 days. I mean, they just look beautiful. So if you have plants that are beat up, give them some water-soluble fertilizer, especially the warm weather crops. They will enjoy that, and they're going to do really well. Another chore that I have to do is those plants now, they recovered. If they were still a little bit yellow, I would give them another feeding while they were in the containers of the water-soluble, but they look good. So they're going to go into the 4x4, 4x8, and maybe this 4x4 if I decide to clear out the strawberries. But this is going to be one big pepper patch. Peppers are going to be planted closely together. So that's another chore on my list. I want to try and get all of my warm weather crops established in the garden, get the seeds planted, or start warm weather transplants if I need any of those now. And then next week I will start my prevention spraying to really manage down pests and disease. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, please consider donating to the Community Ecology Institute. And I work at the initiative of Free Town Farm. You can find a donation button on the side of the video. It would be really appreciated. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck in your gardens this week.